A Democrat commissioner just openly declared she would break election laws. And she said it with a smile. In this shocking story from Bucks County, Pennsylvania, a place where I lived for 10 years, we expose how Diane Marseglia attempted to undermine democracy by counting illegal ballots, and how this brazen act of defiance nearly changed a Senate race for the worse. Let's get into it. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Please subscribe, hit that notification bell, and smack that like button because it does help us with the algorithm to get our message out to more people. Also, we do live streams every Friday night at 6 o'clock Eastern. We read interesting news stories of the week and we tweak them with a bit of humor, a dash of sarcasm, and a whole lot of conservative common sense. Please join us this coming Friday. You'll have a good time.
Precedent by a court doesn't matter anymore in this country, and people violate laws anytime they want. So for me, if I violate this law, it's because I want a court to pay attention to it.
Yep, you heard it, guys. Imagine being so confident in your own immunity from consequences that you'd openly declare your intention to break the law. Not in private, not in some backroom deal, but in a public meeting, on camera. That's exactly what happened in Bucks County, Pennsylvania. And what makes this story even more extraordinary, and believe me, you're going to want to stay tuned for this, is that this wasn't just any random bureaucrat. This was Democrat Commissioner Diane Marseglia. Let that sink in. A public servant sworn to uphold the law, openly bragging about breaking it. And right beside her, Democrat Board Chairman Robert Harvey Jr. nodded along, looking like a bobblehead doll, offering his implicit approval. You heard her. She said people violate laws anytime they want, and I'm going to violate the law. This isn't just some local spat over zoning laws, guys, or parking tickets. Marseglia's illegal actions were aimed at undermining election integrity itself. And despite what the bootlicking sycophants in the fake news media are saying to support her, it was about making inflammatory statements or wanting a court to do something about it. Wow, come on. You don't say that you're going to break the law because you want a court to step in and do something about it while you are actually counting illegal ballots. That was such BS. There was a plan here. But first, let me give you some context about what's really going on in Pennsylvania. The Pennsylvania Supreme Court had made a crystal clear ruling. Mail-in ballots without proper signatures, dates, or required information are invalid. That's not complicated. That's the law. It's not theoretical physics, guys. It's basic election law that even a child could understand. But here's where it gets interesting, guys. Instead of following this extremely simple ruling, Commissioner Marseglia decided to order a recount. And get this, she specifically included the illegal ballots that the Supreme Court had already declared invalid. Now, why would she do that? Oh, right, because it would help Democrat Senator Bob Casey Jr. close the gap with his Republican challenger, Dave McCormick. What a remarkable coincidence. When they started their shenanigans, McCormick was ahead by about 30,000 votes. And then they whittled it down to within a 3% difference. Really makes you think, doesn't it? It was like deja vu all over again. Watching 2020. It was like they waited to see how much the Democrat was down by in the vote count, and then they magically wanted to find enough to surpass him. In this case, counting illegal ballots that they knew were illegal and that they knew the Supreme Court told them they couldn't use. But let's zoom out for a second, because this is about something much bigger than just one local official gone rogue. This is about the complete and utter hypocrisy of the modern day Democratic Party. These are the same people, the exact same people who spent years lecturing us about democracy being under attack. It's an attack on democracy. That's all they ever said. The same people who called the January 6th riot an insurrection. The same people who claim they're the last line of defense protecting our sacred democratic institutions. And here they are in broad daylight, literally saying, I'm going to violate the law. Not suggesting it, not hinting at it, saying it out loud on camera, with the Democrat board chairman, Robert Harvey Jr., nodding along like this is all completely normal. Everyday business. Think about the message this sends to everyday Americans. If the people running our elections can just decide which laws they want to follow, and why should anybody follow any laws at all? Why even have elections for that matter? We might as well just let Commissioner Marseglia pick the winner herself. Would save us a lot of time and effort, wouldn't it? Thankfully, this particular attempt at election fraud didn't succeed. Here's the good news. The Pennsylvania Supreme Court stepped in and put a stop to this madness. They blocked the counting of illegal ballots and confirmed Dave McCormick as the rightful winner. But ask yourself this. How many other Diane Marseglias are out there? How many other election officials are willing to violate the law when the cameras aren't rolling? You know, I was born and raised in Pennsylvania. I still live here. I love this state. And I think about Bob Casey's father sometimes. I really do. The late Governor Bob Casey Sr. was a Democrat too, but he was a man of principle. He really was. He believed in following the law, even when it wasn't convenient, even when it didn't help his party. He was the last Democrat governor we had who was pro-life. What would he think about this? About his son benefiting from such a blatant attempt to subvert election law? The American people are starting to wake up to this kind of corruption, guys. The victory of Dave McCormick proves that. But we need to stay vigilant, because while Commissioner Marseglia may have failed this time, there will be others. There will always be politicians who think the rules don't apply to them. And that's really what this is all about, isn't it? It's about whether we're going to be a nation of laws or a nation of powerful people doing whatever the hell they want. It's about whether your vote matters or whether it can be canceled out by an illegal ballot that some commissioner decided to count anyway. The choice seems pretty clear to me. But then again, I'm just asking questions. You can decide for yourself. All right, thank you for watching. Subscribe. Hit that notification bell if you want to be kept up to date with the latest cases of election integrity violations. I'll see you in the next one. Spread the word.
That's just